Conservation made major headlines in 2010, and two species were front and center in the debate: sharks and bluefin tuna. Now, in late November, a meeting in Paris of big fishing countries dealt a serious blow to environmentalists. The committee decided to maintain current fishing quotas for bluefin tuna. This despite the severe decline of the species in recent years. One study showed a 60% drop in the last 10 years alone. Japan is the world's largest consumer of bluefin tuna, taking in 80% of the world's catch. So while the wild population remains at risk, some scientists are looking at how to save the species in captivity. Kyung La looks at one groundbreaking effort in Japan.
Today's catch, bluefin tuna. Prized for its buttery flesh, this large tuna will soon become gourmet sushi. The tuna are fished not from the deep ocean, but from huge ponds just off of Japan's shores. And in a major leap for aquaculture researchers, these fish were hatched from eggs and raised in these pens, completely farmed from beginning to end for 3 generations now, says Tokihiko Okada. We have to leave nature intact, he says, because if we take too much from it, we won't be able to eat wild tuna. They'll be gone. The bluefin population has plummeted globally. The World Wildlife Fund predicts Mediterranean bluefin will be wiped out by 2012, all due to massive overfishing to fill the appetite of gourmet diners. Kinky University hopes to save wild tuna by offering completely farm-raised tuna, one of the few programs to successfully breed and raise a delicate bluefin, and then capture, package, and ship out to restaurants like Monterey Bay Fish Grotto in McLean, Virginia in the U.S. The Kindai tuna is executive chef John Dober's featured special for the evening. It is indistinguishable from wild bluefin, says Dober, except that the Kindai tuna from Japan is served without a side of guilt to his diners.
I'm a young chef, so I want to cook fish for a long, long time. So making sure that they're here to cook is going to be a major priority for us.
In Tokyo, the world's sushi capital, market shoppers duke it out for the best of the Kindai tuna. I think it tastes better, says the shopper, and it's better for the tuna population. It also doesn't hurt that in Japan, farm bluefin costs half the price of wild tuna.
But some environmentalists say farm-raised bluefin tuna is not the answer, in part because of this. These are fish caught in the wild, and a massive amount of them are needed in order to feed all of this tuna.
So you're just depleting other wild fish to raise the farm tuna, argues Greenpeace. It's not the fundamental solution to save wild tuna, says Wakao Hanaoka, who believes educating the diner and stemming the demand is the real solution. But that's unrealistic, say many chefs.
The demand for bluefin tuna will never go away. Doesn't matter if, unfortunately, in the world that we live, if you say this is the very last bluefin tuna, it'll be worth $10 million.
Kinky University is working on a vegetable protein to feed their farm tuna to make it an even greener choice. Researchers say they know it's not a perfect solution, but it is a step towards saving a species disappearing into man's insatiable appetite.
And while the future of the bluefin tuna remains uncertain, there was a major move to protect sharks. International delegates from key fishing countries agreed to ban the fishing and sale of several shark species. Sharks are often culled for their fins, which are used as a delicacy in Chinese cuisine. This ban comes not a moment too soon. The new ruling protects one species that has seen its population drop by 99% in the Gulf of Mexico and the Mediterranean. It is a welcome move for conservationists, including two who have spent more than 4 decades protecting this misunderstood predator. Anna Corn caught up with them in Australia.
On Australia's famed Bondi Beach, the ocean is an obsession. But at the back of perhaps every beachgoer's mind, there's that thought and perhaps an irrational fear of sharks. Heart-stopping, iconic, and for many, unforgettable, the 1975 hit film Jaws made a splash around the world. A Hollywood depiction of a merciless man-eater. It's an image that Ron and Valerie Taylor helped create, consulting on and filming some of the underwater sequences. Now they want the public to know the truth about sharks.
Swimmers can go swimming off the beach, as you can see them out here now, and that they're 99.99% safe from shark attack.
The film captured the public's imagination, and that fear persists today.
Were you surprised
Yes.
by people's reaction?
We
Yes.
were surprised
We
because
didn't
that's a fictional film. But the problem was that it was so well done that people believed that the sharks really were like that there was a vendetta against sharks. And Valerie and I got a lot of criticism because we were involved in the making of Jaws.
Hollywood director Steven Spielberg hired the Taylors, who made their name in nature documentaries. They were known for their up-close interactions, risking everything to get that perfect shot. Over their 5-decade career, they studied shark behaviour and looked for ways to get ever closer to the animal. This risky experiment was to test a shark bite-proof diving suit.
I guess it's like having a tiger try and eat you or something, and nothing happens. You're just watching it.
But their work hasn't been without danger. Valerie has been bitten 3 times, but wasn't seriously injured. She remains committed to her work. It's a passion I get to see close up on a rare chance to dive at Sydney Aquarium.
I'll keep diving forever, whatever that is, because it's actually easier to dive at my age than it is to walk. I get in the water and I'm 25. Up here, I'm 75.
It's down here where the Taylors feel most at home, having spent more than 50 years documenting these majestic creatures.
Aren't they so graceful?
So
and they're
majestic.
swimming around totally non-aggressive and just magnificent creatures. They've been in the ocean for millions of years. They are real survivors.
Yeah.
But their survival is now threatened. Shark finning is a widespread and gruesome practice. Shark fins are used in an expensive Chinese delicacy, and its high demand fuels a booming trade.
Very few sharks are potentially dangerous to man. Only half a dozen of them out of all the hundreds of species. So why should we just go and kill all these harmless, gentle creatures for a bowl of soup?
So for the Taylors, the best way to protect sharks is to continue to make films about them, hoping one day the public will share their love for this misunderstood creature.
After the break, we look back at our report on deforestation in Indonesia and how a consumer's decision can impact a rainforest.